If you're looking at your life as a timeline, everyone, I don't care who you are, you're gonna have hard times, either in the beginning, the middle, or the end. I consider us very fortunate to have our hard times in the beginning because it made us stronger. We could overcome anything as long as we could stick together. If I saw that kid riding in that limo to school, what made that impossible for me or my brothers and sisters? Why? It's so unfair. I just want to rise above. I was tired of all that. Deep down, I listened to my mother's voice that said, "You're smart, you're pretty, you could do that. You could do that even better." I just knew that God would provide in some way for us. My mom would just wake us up in the middle of the night and she would say, "Come on kids, we're moving." And we're like, "What? When?" "Right now." Like I could literally pack whatever I need on a bed sheet, throw it in the middle, we would tie the four corners, and whatever you could grab, that's what we got. And we would leave in the middle of the night because we couldn't pay the rent until we could find another apartment. I don't even know how many schools I've been to. My sister and I lost count after about 12. In my mind, I didn't feel that my father had really done anything wrong because I felt like my mom made him go crazy. It would be like 3 months and then there would just all of a sudden be this knockdown, drag out, bloody fight or guns pulled or something nuts that would happen. And we would all hide in one room and cry. And he had a gun pointed to my mom's face and I just walked in front of it and took it out of his hand and he cried and said he was sorry. I hated her and she hated me too. Feeling was mutual. I just wanted her to be a normal mom. Go in the kitchen, make us dinner, like be cool, like just stop. And she just told us clear out that she never wanted kids in the first place. My brothers and sisters, I'm all they had. So I felt it was my responsibility to take care of them because I knew that my mom wasn't gonna watch out for us. My world was imploding. I just wanted to get us out. I remember my father just being very meticulous. He was a tailor in prison. We got a sewing machine and my father taught me how to sew. It turned out to be a passion of mine. So I got a job at Victoria's Secret and I became the bra queen. Eventually I got recruited to work for a fashion designer. Part of my job was to wear the collection, dress head to toe and represent the designer. I was in a lot of pain. My feet are very sensitive because of the burns that happened to me when I was little. So I would go to the shoe repair shops, CVS, Duane Reade, any of the little pharmacies, and I would buy these cushions, cut them, color the edges so they didn't stick out, or customize my shoes all the time just to try to overcome the pain. I really wanted to find a way to make the shoes comfortable. I was thinking that the market was ripe for a product that could be sold. I knew that I needed an investor. I needed operating capital. I asked a friend of mine who her father-in-law was an angel investor. They made the appointment. I went to the lunch meeting, had my whole presentation, and I had a prototype of this little cushion, the tiptoe ball-of-foot cushion. And I was like, "So what's your feedback?" And he was like, "My feedback is that you don't need to go anywhere else because you have a partner right here." And he shook my hand and he handed me a check for $10,000. What? Like 10,000? I never held a check for $10,000 of my own. So June, I get the investor. We went to our first trade show in July. The first store that wrote us an official purchase order was a bridal shop in Alaska. I was like, man, if we could sell a cushion in Alaska, we got this $50,000 in orders. That show, the first trade show, I mean, we knew we were gonna kill it. People were laughing at us that we knew, "You're gonna have to sell millions of those things." I was like, yeah, I'm going to, you know? That's exactly what we're gonna do. You watch someday. September 11, 2001 changed everything, and every buyer cancels their orders. So we were in business and out of business within a course of 3 months. My investor capped out at a certain point. Probably the most desperate time of my life and the most horrible feeling all at once was when I got the phone call from the factory saying that they were not going to ship my product. I reached my credit limit unless I paid my bill in full. And I did not have the money to do it. If we didn't ship the product, we would be cut as a vendor. I got on a red-eye flight, put a business suit in a carry-on bag and changed in the bathroom when I got to Ohio. 6 o'clock in the morning, rented a little car, drove to their factory, knocked on their door, and they were like, "How did you get here?" And I said, "Gentlemen, I have an offer that you can't refuse. I really hope that you'll consider this." They became our partner that day, and we took the company from 1.6 million in sales to 10 million in sales over a course of 8 years. And my dream was to create a brand that would be a legacy that would go on forever. So this big public company came in and bought our company for $14 million with one condition, that we stay on and run it, which to me sounded like a dream because that's what I wanted to do, really do something that stuck. Now, our company is a division of a publicly traded company, and we're actually on the stock exchange. I mean, I just think that that was so crazy to me. And if I think back of like that little girl drawing that picture, holding that briefcase, getting into that car with the driver, and those buildings and skyscrapers, I do that now. I do that a lot. I think that's a real American success story.